So, Kat, obviously, the audience have found out over this series that you are a naturopath nutritionist, and you're actually your own boss. So, when it comes to this theme of women in the workplace, can you talk to us about perhaps some of the challenges associated with being your own boss, whether it be stuff that you've overcome or things that you're currently wrestling with?
Sure. It's definitely different from working in an office environment and doing a 9 to 5, even though you would work until sometimes 10 o'clock at night or even later. I've experienced that as well in an office. But when you're working for yourself, you're dealing with yourself a lot more. So it's just hard. And I think for me, it's sped up because I've got so much to do, and it's clear that my husband helps me and we've got other people that help as well, and I'm very thankful for that, but not everyone has that. But I've learned a lot in the process about finance and the million different things that you need to be an expert in, which I'm not at all. But I think one of the main things I'm currently challenged with at the moment is, which I never thought I'd ever struggle with, is procrastination. And everyone here that knows me is that I'm a go-getter. I'll get up in the morning, I'll go to the gym, I will work, and I'm very motivated, and I'm still motivated, definitely, to speak to my clients and do my work. I love doing what I do, but because I don't have a boss and I have no one to refer to or to sort of give my deadlines to, I am my own boss. I've let the pressure go a little bit. So there's times when I have to constantly motivate myself, and I just sort of wonder a bit, and maybe I would be like, I'll start work at 11 and then I'll finish later, but that's not great because you're not creating a rhythm.
Sure.
And that can force you to go out of rhythm, then you actually do less than you put out yourself. What you want to do more, but you actually do a lot less just because you're procrastinating.
Does it play in then, obviously in the previous theme, mental health, we talked about your severe anxiety. Does it play into anxiety? Are you hard on yourself? I mean, how do you deal with the realization of, oh gosh, I am procrastinating?
I think more than anything, at the moment, not being that early riser, which is actually one of my strengths. So because of that, I will go to bed later. So you're getting into a routine. My anxiety has not returned. I think more than anything, because I've slowed down, I'm now dealing with the issues of my father being sick.
Right.
I think that's probably the main thing. So if you've got your own stuff that you're dealing with, and then you have to work, and you have to work for yourself, sometimes that can get in the way. And you need to work, because otherwise you're not going to earn any money. So you need to just try and do the best that you can, but at the same time deal with those problems.
Are there days where you are hard on yourself? Like, are there days that you kind of almost like are annoyed at yourself, like berate yourself at the end of the day because you don't feel like you've accomplished as much as you should, almost like put shame on yourself?
Absolutely. Yes, I do. And I think being a high achiever, I do put a lot of pressure on myself, but my husband's noticed that.
Yeah.
So he asked me to see a life coach.
Yes, you mentioned this. Yeah.
Yes.
Great idea.
It was brilliant. She's been fantastic. And
can you tell us in what ways has she been good for you?
So I thought a life coach was, I can sit there and I can do my tick list and she can help me. And she looked at my tick list. Well, you've got 20 things on your things to do.
For one day?
The whole day, yeah. And Julio, my husband, came with me and he had 3 things. So that...
This is why men are so chilled.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah. With the life coach, the list you were telling us?
Yes, so the list. So she looked at everything and she said, why are you putting so much pressure on yourself to do all of that when you work for yourself?
Right.
So because of that, I took a step back, and that is when the procrastination started, and that's when I started to actually deal with the underlying issues, maybe with my father. So I was actually keeping myself busy.
Sure.
So this is where I'm currently at the moment, yeah.
Wow.
So it's a new thing for me.
Do you have people around you who are also building businesses? Like, do you have people that you can turn to who are like-minded, so you don't feel so alone? Because I know for a lot of people building businesses, they do feel like they don't have that support because a lot of people have 9 to 5 or they travel a lot for their work. Do you have people around you who are building their own businesses?
Yes, I have people that are a lot further along the journey.
Oh, great.
I have people that work for themselves, maybe in the beauty world or just doing other things, and they have the same challenges as I do.
Yeah.
But I think, to be honest, what helps me a lot is my husband. He's had businesses for a long time, over 10 years.
Right.
So he's got a lot more experience, and his knowledge and the way that he can tune being professional and at the same time tune his emotions and actually cutting off your personal life to your business life is very key. So I'm learning a lot through that. But also I have nutritional therapists and naturopaths that I speak to.
Right.
And they help, because when I have my own clients, if I've had a client I've had for a while, it can be quite lonely, because I think, well, who can I go to for it? So we go to each other.
Great.
And we would brainstorm, and we would be like, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I love it. So I speak to sort of older naturopaths who are in their 40 plus, and I love it. I gain so much wisdom from them.
That's great. Thank you.
I think if you're anything like me, an extrovert, then get out the house. It can be quite lonely working for yourself. My life coach told me just to get in coffee shops, or get to the clinic, or get to the gym, or do whatever makes you feel alive. So for me, going to the gym in the morning, or going to the coffee shop where I can speak to the person who's trying to get in the door and open the door at the same time. I can be like, hi, let me help you.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me come
Being
alive.
around people.
Yeah, exactly. But then at the same time, my husband, he's an introvert, so staying at home for him, that's where he can stay put the whole day for 9 hours, and he gets fueled with that. The second thing is comparison, so never compare yourself. I'm new to Instagram, been on it for 1.5 years, and that can be hard. I went through like 2 months of being like, look at all these nutritionists and naturopaths, like they're well ahead. But actually we can all offer something different to the world, and we're all completely unique. So always stay focused and stay the path. And third is discipline. So actually it's very, very tricky. So it's something I'm telling myself right now with the procrastination, is actually discipline is key. And no matter how you feel, if you get up and you know what you need to do, that will actually brighten up your spirits.
Great. Love it. Thank you. Next time on the 7 series.
So as you put yourself out and develop business lines, or raise investments, or have to speak to different shareholders, one of the things that is in the back of your mind, will they accept me because I'm a woman? Will they accept me being a black female? And that, because of the society we're in, where people have different views, is always something that's kind of an undercurrent.